What is up, guys? Digital VFX here once again, and today we have the 5th video of FLFX, and as you can tell from the title, it is going to be covering Fruity Delay 2. So I kind of already got set up a little bit here. All I did was I used the basic clap sample that they automatically load in when you open a new project, and I routed that to the first mixer channel, and I loaded the plugin. So as you can see from left to right here, you have the input section, the feedback, the time, and the dry. And there isn't too many knobs in this plugin, but each one's important in the actual function of the delay. So in the input section, you have pan, whether you want to pan the input signal, whatever signal you're trying to delay, whether you want to pan it hard right, hard left, or any value in between. So that's what that's for. And on this side here, you have the volume, which is just you're kind of, I'm not going to say it's the volume of your dry signal because that's over here, but it's the volume of the signal that is being processed. So in the feedback section, you have 3 modes, if you will, and you have the normal mode, the inverted, and ping pong, and you'll kind of get a gist of what each sounds like when I start playing with them later in this video. But normal mode is just kind of like your traditional delay where each repeat happens simultaneously from each speaker, so you kind of get like that stereo image. Inverted, which is the second one down, it's kind of like normal, except all it does is switch the left track and the right track. So if you have an audio sample you're trying to delay, and let's say it's not symmetrical, so the left and right are kind of sounding a little bit different, this will delay that and it will switch the left and right channels. Ping pong is similar to invert, except instead of switching the left to the right and the right to the left simultaneously, it basically puts the delay in the left and right speaker separately, and they kind of bounce back and forth between the two speakers. And this is not the input, this is the delay sound. So if I play this clap, let's see. Actually, let me explain the cutoff frequency too while I'm here in the volume. This is just the volume of your delay. So obviously, if you put it up, that's pretty much going to see. It gets kind of annoying because that's pretty much going to leap, not leap. It's going to loop forever, and it, as you can tell from just that little sample, it kind of gets bad really fast. So generally try to keep that on this side of this wheel, so from 50% down to 0. That's where I normally keep it. And the cutoff is the frequency cutoff. It's kind of like a filter for your delay. So if I turn that down, there's no delay. Turn it up, there's 100% delay. So as you can see, it's kind of like a low pass filter, or it's like a little filter for the delay, so you can kind of tone it down without the volume. And you can kind of avoid interference when it's delaying if there's another instrument that is in the same frequency range, so it doesn't interfere with each other. And in the time section here, you have the time that the delay begins, and it's the time between each feedback, each repeat. So I don't traditionally like this. I would prefer to have the time that the delay starts and the number of repeats in a separate knob, but it's the way FL does it. And another thing that's kind of weird is, I guess they have, if you right click and set to steps, but let's go back to the mixer and Fruity Delay, and there we go. So I guess I just figured that out. If you right click, you can set to steps. That's kind of weird how FL does it. I guess it tailors to people who aren't extremely knowledgeable in the field, where you can set it to steps. And I guess it just makes it easier, where if you want it to delay based on the tempo and each step throughout your song, and that's what that's for. But normally this would be a value either milliseconds or seconds. So there's a ratio that you have to type. If you go to the help menu in here, get rid of that. If you go to the help menu here, which is very helpful for a lot of plugins if you need help with parameters, they kind of have a good job of explaining how many seconds a step is and that type of stuff. So if you want to find more about that, just click the drop down and go to help. And so that's the time, and the offset is whether you want it to be offset left or right. So if I play this clap, I'm going to have it set 500 milliseconds left, which is all the way. As you can see, because it's ping pong, it was kind of bouncing back and forth. It was kind of a weird effect because ping pong bounces between left and right speakers, and I offset the right one. So to make it more clear, we can put it back to normal. As you can see, if you're using stereo speakers or stereo headphones to listen to this video, the sound delayed traditionally from the right speaker, and then it was even delayed a little bit more for the left speaker. So traditionally you'd leave that in the middle or just very subtle effects. So maybe I believe I watched a video where the guy put it to about 4 milliseconds and type in that value. Actually, I'm going to use this that I just learned. If you hold control and you scroll, it's the fine tuning, if you didn't know that. So as you can see, if you look up in the information window, if I'm scrolling on this while holding control, it will be very, very more precise in your value setting. I guess I can't really get it to 4 exactly, but whatever. So that was very, very subtle, but I can turn the volume up. So you can kind of hear it there. It offsets it to either the left or the right, whatever channel you set it to. Again, normally I would keep it at in the middle here, but you know, for different applications you could use different stuff. And here's just your dry signal. So if you turn that all the way down, you only hear the delay. And I believe it says in the help manual for this plugin that if you use it to a send channel, traditionally you put your dry down so you don't have a cloned effect. So if I were to link this clap to this send right here, I can paste it at 80. So now, actually the dry down. So you can hear the channels are cloned because I sent this channel to that one. To get around that, if you don't want to, see, as you can tell, that sounds just normal because this channel is only playing the delay. And you can even let's see, believe you can turn off this effect. No, that's still okay because the delay's on this channel. So if I were to, oh, that's right. So if you were to set the delay on the send channel, where are you? And you turn the delay off on this effect here. So if you wanted to delay a group or however you wanted to manage your sends, if you turn the dry off for this channel and keep it on for this one, or actually, yeah, that was right. Okay, so as you can see, the wet or the dry signal played from this channel and the wet signal is playing on this channel. So it gives you a little bit of, you know, room for if you want to use it however way you want. And that pretty much does it. Another thing you can do is you have your delay on your one channel. I can take it off this. If you want to send the clap off the master and only to these two send tracks, left and right, clap, paste 80. So now you have your clap, which doesn't have a delay on it. Actually, I can turn that delay on. So you have your clap with the delay sent to two channels. So now you can pan that hard left, well, hard right and hard left. So now a cool effect you can do is, where's the first one? All right, so you have this delay, and let's say you're on a ping pong. Let me turn up the time to 3, and the volume. I don't know how well you can hear that, but supposedly, I may have done this incorrectly, but I'm pretty sure when you set it to ping pong and then you send it to a left and right channel in the send, I believe, I could be doing this incorrectly, but I believe if you were, okay, that is right. So if you want to delay, basically you route this to a left and right channel, and then you can decrease the volume of a specific side, whether you want the left gone or the right gone. Well, not necessarily gone, but levels down. See, it's kind of hard to tell some of these effects when you're using a symmetrical sound or sample, as you can see in an envelope for the most part. Where's that clap? It's pretty symmetrical here if you draw a line right down the middle. So if you have a sound that's more, weighted on one side or the other, these effects will be a little more obvious. But I think that does it for this tutorial. Yeah, the series has been going pretty well. Thanks for the love and support, everyone. And if I missed anything or if I made a mistake, because I kind of confused myself for a second there, but I think I got it. But feel free to point it out in the comments and call me out. But as always, it's been a digital VFX production, and thanks for watching.